my husband didn't do the dishes. So what I did is, okay, I'm not doing the dishes. He graduated such a university, and he's a lawyer.
So she got, university education here in Japan and there in New Zealand. She ended up, working at the bakery shop and making waffle. Hello. I have to make your thumbnail.
Okay.
For your video. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Beautiful.
Mom, I make ham.
Hello everyone, this is Joy Kim. Today I'm going to interview my very best friend Mami.
Hello. 안녕하세요.
So when Japanese people call you, they just call you Mami.
They call me Mami-chan, or because my family name is Kuma. Kuma means bear. People call me Kuma-chan.
She is leading a very beautiful lifestyle. I really admire your lifestyle. Before we go there, I want to show this book. So this book is written by Henry David Thoreau. Yeah. So Henry David Thoreau is American philosopher, kind of rebellious, essayist, writer, and poet. Almost 200 years ago, yeah, he was born
In America.
In America, Industrial Revolution just started. So the trains, all those kind of industrial stuff start to flood in the whole American life, and then he didn't like it. He went into the woods in the city of Concord, and there he built a small hut, one small bed, and then one table, one desk, and two chairs, and that's it. I think he wanted to show the readers our life doesn't have to be very complicated. He actually grew potatoes. And then during the winter season, he labored in the construction site, or whatever, and then he got the money. But basically, he wanted to kind of live self-sufficient life. When my business actually went down, one day I was walking up to my house located in the hillside. I usually don't walk because it's very steep hill. But that day, for some reason, I was walking up the hill with a very high heel shoes. It was so hot. It was winter and the road was slippery. I was short of breath at the time. I'm panting a lot. All of a sudden, one thought just was splitting in my brain. I am spending all this money to buy this fancy high heel, fancy clothes. I don't have any time or energy to work out. That was the moment, I was rethinking about my lifestyle. I tried to live a very simple life, and then I was thinking maybe I can live that kind of life in New Zealand. But I realized that it's quite hard because I have two boys. I thought, okay, I have to maybe compromise a little bit. So, okay, how can we display that idea really very well? Before we go to the topic, you were not born in New Zealand?
No.
So,
I was born in Japan.
so when did you come here?
I came to New Zealand 97, so which is 25 years ago.
Oh, 25 years ago. So at that time, how old are you?
I was 33 or 4.
Around.
So I was not that young.
Yeah, okay. So how did you And why did you come?
I met Jared, my husband, in Japan. He was just happened to be a Kiwi. I wish he was at that time. He's from Australia because I wanted to live in Australia. I didn't know New Zealand well,
Yeah, it's a very small country, yeah?
Now I think I'm very happy. He's a Kiwi.
You dated for 1 year in Japan and then you came here?
Yeah.
So was it easy decision to come to New Zealand at the time?
Yeah.
Oh,
it is,
really?
It was, yeah.
Why it was easier?
I was teaching at a cram school in Japan.
What did you teach, by the way?
I taught science and math. I wanted to be a teacher, and I was kind of warned that you are too old to apply.
Really? At the time you were just 32 or something, yeah?
But it has to be straight after university. And then I thought, when I was younger, I thought I was going to study a bit, but I had to study 6 years. I didn't have patience at that time. After I was 30s, life is long. I can do another 6 years.
Yes.
I was actually applied for the entrance exam when I met Jared.
Okay.
So I thought, well, should I carry on study that way or to leave this place and do something else different?
Yeah.
And Jared is a nice person, and then so
decided to come to New Zealand. Can you tell me about your initial life in New Zealand? Because you had a plan for that in Japan, and then you just came to New Zealand following your husband. And how was it? How was the life at the time? Did you feel lonely, or you didn't have many friends here? Of course.
Those days, internet was next to nothing in New Zealand, but I was busy here too, and I got the job, first one at the hotel a few months later, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But a year later I started teachers college,
Okay.
but because my Kiwi husband couldn't support
Financially.
so I thought I was proud, studying at teachers college, and my mom said, why do you have to study? Why do you have to be a teacher?
Yeah, you have a husband now.
Can a husband make money? No. She said, when you have children, she thought we can't have children because financially, So she said, she always sent a letter. I can raise your children if you can't afford. Send them back to Japan.
Were you okay with your working? I mean, when you have to work to make a living, even though you have a husband, in Asian culture, in that age, was not that common.
I didn't, provide everything, but of course,
the mainly.
I was going to work anyway.
In that age, for me, I already, started my own business. But if I was, 20-something years old, if I don't have to, I would not. Because if my husband is wealthy enough to provide everything for me or for the family, actually I didn't have to work,
But I wasn't like that. In Japan, there's a matchmaking,
Yes, matchmaking marriage.
Well, maybe I was already 30s. I remember my mom, she maybe my auntie or someone introduced her, and and he graduated such university, and he's a lawyer.
Perfect job.
And it's good for Mami-chan. And she rang me, and then she told me the story. And well, yes, maybe I don't have to work. If I got married to the man, it wasn't really attractive. I thought
not working is not that attractive.
No. Not that I wanted to work. I just want to be independent.
Yes. So when your husband only makes money,
he's a boss. In Japan, that's the way.
So basically, you have a very independent spirit, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Plus, you don't have any children. Can you explain a little bit more about that? It was your choice, or
well, our choice probably.
Yeah, okay.
I would say, yeah. Some people feel, motherly thing.
Yeah.
Probably I didn't have any that kind of instinct.
Oh, okay.
And I never felt, the clock is ticking, I have to get pregnant before 25.
You didn't have that kind of anxiety, worries,
No,
or concerns?
no.
That's very interesting, because even though I'm not that kind of a motherly person, but when I was, in my late 20s and early 30s, I was, worried about having a baby. I mean, am I too late? At the time, I had no idea about my life without any children. So in my mind, for my life, there's a husband, there are more than 2 children all the time. So I've never thought about not having a children. You were not like
Probably
that.
I'm genetically something wrong with my DNA. It's not good for human being if people like me.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. It's better.
It's okay to have a woman like me. But yeah, I didn't have that instinct or anything. I'm sure some women are like that.
Yeah.
But they have pressure, peer pressure or something.
That's right. Yeah. Pressure from all the relationship,
Family,
family and friends and colleagues, from even strangers. Sometimes you start to, have a conversation. Okay, how many children do you have? And then
I don't have any.
And then, yeah. So how did you feel when you were asked that kind of question about your children, not having children actually?
Oh, I asked, how many children do you have? And then if someone says, I have one, why only one? Why don't you have 2 or 3? Huh?
Yes. So basically, that kind of questions are quite silly, yeah?
And I didn't feel any pressure from other people.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I don't know. I think I was thinking of too much, about other people's opinion about me, maybe. But you didn't care that much. And then, how many jobs? So what kind of jobs do you have been through so far? So did you finish the college education here in New Zealand?
Yeah, teachers college.
You finished that one,
Yeah.
and then after that?
After that, I was always doing multiple jobs.
Yeah.
At that time, I was doing waitress.
Okay.
But after that, I taught a little bit at high school here.
Okay. Did you teach Japanese?
I
or?
taught Japanese.
Okay.
Science is more difficult for me. All the pronunciation.
Technical terms. Yes. Yeah.
I taught a little bit at university. Japanese.
Okay, so then let's talk about the works you are doing now.
Yeah, I'm doing selling waffles. That part is my self-employed part.
Yes.
And then weekdays I work for my friend's cheesecake shop, making cheesecakes.
You're a kind of chef?
Baker.
Okay. In Japan, Japanese people would think that, so she got, university education here in Japan and there in New Zealand. She ended up, working at the bakery shop and making waffle.
Without using brain. Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I thought about it, but I like this way because there's no stress. I if I'm a teacher, still I'm teaching at university or whatever. There are lots of stress and frustration, which I don't like. This way, I don't have any stress or anxiety or anything. I can just work with people, and it's nice, happy working environment.
Yeah, you're always laughing, smiling.
Yeah.
And
then I've got energy when I come home to do other things.
Yeah.
I can use my brain, or I have energy to do other things.
Okay.
Yeah, at the moment, do I want to carry on like this?
Yeah. So money is important, of course.
Yeah, money is handy.
Not everything for your happiness.
No. Well, otherwise I'm very unhappy.
somehow I feel like you know how to find the peace inside you.
Okay.
I don't know if you were in any stress situation or not.
Yeah, I do have stressful situations.
So think about those times then, and then how did you come back to this, peaceful moments? In my case, whenever I feel anxious a lot, I just kind of take a back, see the problems from the long perspective. That's my process, actually.
My process is when I have that kind of problem or worry, I try to focus on solve that problem. If there's no solution, then I don't think. I try not to think about it.
Not to think about it.
My husband didn't do the dishes.
Oh yes. Okay.
And I was really, really frustrated. He said, oh yeah.
And then he doesn't do it.
But it's not malicious way. He just didn't think.
Yeah.
And then so I was really, really angry, frustrated to tell him on and on that it's not the good solution. But I want to get out of this frustrated situation. So what I did is, okay, I'm not doing the dishes. So I didn't do the dishes either.
Okay. So what happened at the time?
And then my neighbor came and she was looking at
What's
all the
this?
dishes. I'm not doing the dishes for a while. And then when I need it, I just do the one or two. I wash one or two.
And then?
Yeah. And then I thought,
very clever.
he can put up with that, so why not? So I just did that, be patiently. I just... He still didn't learn. One day I gave up. No, I can't live like this anymore with a pile of dishes. Okay, that's it. So I started doing the dishes. I'm not gonna complain anymore. This is my duty, or this is what I want to do.
You just changed your
attitude, your way of thinking.
Yeah.
And then after that, my mind was peaceful. Okay, I want to do it. I do the dishes because I don't like pile of dirty dishes.
Yeah.
Then look at now, he does dishes.
Really?
Somehow he learned. See, you don't have to tell, but he's got the brain.
Yes. Wow. To not complain about things is a really good way to have a happy, peaceful life.
Yeah, I think so. If you can't change it, you just don't complain. You change the way you think.
Or just forget about it. Yeah. I think that's a really important lesson. Living can be really messy. So it involves a lot of difficult small things, those small things are bothering us. Okay, I have to tell you this. This is a kind of a story of one young man. He survived in the death valley. So people at the time thought he was dead in the valley, but he survived. And then a lot of reporters came to interview him, and then they asked me what was the most difficult thing when you were in the valley. I cannot forget his words. He said that the most bothering, annoying thing was the sands keep coming in to my shoes. Not the big thing. And I think that was a really beautiful analogy about living our life. So there are so many big things in our life and we can cooperate very easily, but very small things actually, how can I say, contaminating our relationship. So it's not easy to have a really good long-term relationship with someone else.
Yeah, that's right.
But you just don't want to do that. I mean, you don't want to complain about anything.
Well, at least try not to.
Yeah. And I always, whenever I see you, you are always smiling and laughing. Well, with you, I have always, how can I say? I'm very pleasant with meeting you because
Okay.
But some people, whenever I meet those people, they start conversation with complaining about other people or other situations, something like that. You know what I mean? You're always smiling. People might think that we have to save a lot of money for our retirement. As I understand your life, you make less money, but you spend less.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to spend money on the things you can do actually by yourself.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm practical. Try to be
Yes.
practical.
So she made this skirt
Yes.
and this cookie. Yeah, cookies
Yeah.
and
This one. Yeah.
yeah. She actually takes everything wherever she goes. This one and then the hot water and the other cup for her. Yeah.
I don't want to spend
Yeah.
money on coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah, I bought her coffee actually for this interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if you have more money, there are more things you can enjoy in our life, like you know, traveling overseas. How do you feel about those kind of stuff?
Well, I explore around the neighborhood.
Ah.
So this place, Joy didn't know this,
That's
but
right.
if you explore every corner of your city,
Yeah.
you can find the little spots.
Mami, you're saying just reminds me of one, you know, very beautiful quote I
Yeah.
heard. It's called, it is said, and like, great artist doesn't need great view. He just needs great eye. Yeah. So it's better for us to develop that kind of our insight.
Yeah.
So what do you do in your free time?
I was making mask last night.
Yeah.
You know, mask is now thing. So,
Yeah.
and I don't want to buy a mask.
Yeah.
I practice guitar.
Yeah.
And just for myself,
Yep.
not for
Yeah.
the recital.
Yeah. Yeah.
And visiting friends and or gardening.
Gardening.
Yeah, I don't have big garden with the little plants and moon watching. See, this is very free.
Moon
Watching moon.
So what you do? You just come out and then you just look up the sky and then you see beautiful moon and then you appreciate, you know.
When the moon comes out and goes down.
You made the bag as well?
Same fabric.
Oh,
This-
how do you make it? Can you sew?
Anyone can sew.
No, I can't.
That's one basic practical skill you probably will appreciate.
I can sew with needle,
Yeah.
so but I cannot use the machine. Do you?
Why not?
I've never learned it.
At school, no?
No.
That's a very important skill for anyone.
My
Garden,
boys, Shihan and Shihyo, they learn how to sew at school. So I think it's really beautiful. It's really good, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to use that. I've never learned it.
Really?
Never learned it at school.
At school?
No. So that was my real problem actually. When I started to develop this kind of simple lifestyle, I didn't have any practical skills. One day, I just realized when I don't have money, I am nothing. Because the whole school life in Korea, I just learned how to get, you know, high mark at the exam. No life skill at all, no practical skill at all. When my business was okay, when I made a lot of money, you know, I was okay because I hired a lot of people to help my life. So basically, my life was driven by money.
Yeah.
So after my business went down, and then after that realization with my boots, I was shocked because I didn't have any practical skill. But I really wanted to do something. The washing machine is doing the washing. There is a, you know, vacuum cleaner. So that time I learned the haircut. Yeah. I am, you know, cutting my boy's hair.
I do my husband's hair.
You do?
You know my husband's
Yeah.
hairstyle?
Yeah.
Because he's bald.
But still, you know, he has some hair around here. Gosh. People these days get used to using smartphones. So whenever they have, you know, very small time, short time to, you know, wait for someone or whatever, and they just, you know, open their smartphone and they check everything online. But you don't
I
spend
don't
it.
that. I don't
You don't
need-
do that.
Yeah.
When you are selling waffle,
Oh.
if you don't have any other customers, you are reading a newspaper or you are reading a book. But these days, people don't do that. So
I'm going backwards.
you have to develop your skill to spend your free time doing other stuff. It's more, you know, much harder than doing, you know, Facebook things or Instagram things.
Yeah.
I would say your lifestyle is very simple but really elegant and highly developed.
Thank you for the compliment.
Even, you know, Henry David Thoreau, he went to Harvard College. He processed all his mental thinking and then he reached that kind of a very simple lifestyle. That was his conclusion after all those kind of, you know, time and effort and study.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think that is all. We covered all, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question.
Yes.
Do you have a dream for your future?
But I want to live on the farm or somewhere. Yeah. And then growing vegetables or fruits. And then to be healthy and being independent. And then be able to play guitar beautifully.
Ah, yes. Yeah. I think it's a really happy life. Yeah.
Simple.
Very sufficient and rich life, I think. That's the point of living, I think. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for your beautiful lifestyle.
Anytime.
Okay. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Second hand, of course. I bought this one for you. Okay, so I got everything. Okay, so want me to go?
Yeah.
Come back next month. and
Yeah.
it'll be nicer.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, there's so many options.
You mean the topping? Yeah. The cream and cinnamon combo? Yeah. So this is the first one.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.